All right, guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. In this video, I'm going to drop you into M1 Finance, and we're going to go ahead and do a progress report on the SPDR portfolio. The number one holding in there is the technology ETF from Vanguard. It's up about 59%. It's really outperformed. I think what will be more of interest to you guys is to take a quick look at the M1 Finance opportunity. I roll these videos out because the Independent Investor Channel is affiliated with M1 Finance. It's one of two brokers that we're affiliated with. All the descriptions are in the links below, and if you do click on one of the links to kick over and find more information out whether or not M1 Finance will meet some of your investment needs, the channel can receive a small compensation, and it's one of the few ways that we receive that type of support and helps us put out more videos like this from a tutorial perspective. The SPDR portfolio is my specific account, and I drop you into these accounts and we go over these updates periodically to showcase what M1 Finance has to offer, but also to provide some level of insight on how I'm utilizing M1 Finance to my benefit. Okay, M1 Finance is a passive investment platform. What does that mean? If you're looking to swing trade stock, M1 Finance is not for you. Okay, it is not. If you are looking to invest and sit on capital for the foreseeable future, and I'm talking about almost indefinitely, then M1 Finance is phenomenal. They have a wonderful mobile application and they have a wonderful desktop version. Their research tools are very, very good. I've enjoyed owning. This is one of actually two taxable brokerage accounts that I have. And since they are taxable, and since M1 Finance is really geared toward the passive investor profile, I tend to use that to my benefit. I put stocks in there that don't need to be traded in and out of all the time, okay? So I use it to curtail my discipline, because if I had more access, I think, to taking profits, I would probably do so more often than is necessary. So for you guys that are tuning into this and want a little bit more of an update on my portfolios, I do cover that in these videos. But pay attention to some of the functions that M1 Finance has. It's really a fun way to invest. It's a wonderful platform. We endorse these platforms through the channel because M1 Finance is one of the few brokers now out that are no-cost brokers that also offer retirement accounts. And that is something that I absolutely insist from a primary perspective for new investors that they look to enter into when compared to like a Robinhood platform that is very popular on the landscape nowadays too. So I'm going to drop you into the platform now, and we're going to review the portfolio. Guys, please enjoy. Guys, this is M1 Finance. For anybody who is unfamiliar with this platform, I do these portfolio reviews to provide a tutorial on the aesthetics and the features that M1 Finance has. This is a really cool platform, and I tell you what, you're looking right now at the desktop version. I can't speak highly enough about the mobile application. I'm on it daily. It's super easy to use. It's very, very cutting edge. It's streamlined. It makes investing super, super fun and super, super easy. So, you know, the landscape that we're in nowadays with the availability of the stock market through some of these platforms has never been better. It really hasn't. It's just an exciting time to start to get yourself familiar with what is available out there, M1 Finance being just one of those. But I think it hits home when I'm able to bring you into an actual portfolio. This is mine. This was started back in March of 2019, so we've had this just a little over a year. And I periodically do portfolio reviews on this account and just kind of show you guys how it's progressing, show you how I've sought my opportunity through M1 Finance, specifically through investing in all 11 of the sectors using the sector specialty ETFs through Vanguard, It's a unique way of investing, and it's not necessarily for everyone, but I don't think this gets talked about enough as a viable option. For example, if you wanted to jump into a technology ETF, you wouldn't have to do it like I do it. I obviously have exposure to all 11 sectors in this portfolio. I tried to build this to replicate maybe what a new portfolio could look like. I know 5,000 is a little bit steep maybe for a new investor, but some of you out there certainly would qualify and have been maybe saving for a long time. Now, you don't have to invest like I do. The takeaway from this video is to understand how M1 Finance is laid out, how it allows you to put different sections of your pie together. So your pie is over here. So I've got the 11 slices here, and that's all I've got in this portfolio. I do want to premise this video with a couple of ground rules. The first being that M1 Finance is a passive platform. That means if you're looking to get involved in the stock market and you're looking to trade in and out of stock, this is not the platform for you. So you really want to be kind of careful with your seeking out M1 Finance if your goal is outside of becoming a long-term passive investor, because as you can see here, this trading window for the free account only settles once per morning. Okay, so you got to be kind of careful. You've got to pay for this elite service. So I've contended ever since I've been a fan of M1 Finance. I really think it is absolutely tailor-made to the new investor, but I think you really have to have at least some elementary level of discipline to know that this platform is not going to be conducive to those investors that want to get on here and trade in and out of stock. For example, this right here was a portfolio that I started these positions in last March, and I have not touched them for over a year. Now, I have funded this account every month. I think this is set up with about $25 a month going into this, again, with an attempt to replicate what a new investor may set up on a dollar cost average schedule. Again, I'm doing $25 into this account, so it's helped to boost this portfolio through a little bit of a volatile time. You can see here that the portfolio has done quite well. These small bump ups here, this small injection I believe was $500 here. So the portfolio was trudging along quite nicely. You know, it's not going to grow exponentially when you first started. I started this account with $2,500. And then this little boost up right here, this might have been 250 to be honest with you. I don't really remember. I'd have to look back in the history. And then this right here was a boost up of the account. I think I threw $2,000 into the account right here, right around the February low, the March low during that volatility, just to help give this a bump. The real benefit to having a portfolio like this is you can just hold it passively, sleep easy at night, and go about your business. You really don't have to worry about this. Investing in the nature that I have invested in using this style does actually provide me a couple things. It does render about 2.3% on the dividend yield by investing in the sectors this way. So you are getting a little bit of dividend yield to boot. And also you're getting passive exposure to all the sectors, and you are diversified, which is a conversation that I will not get into in this video, but I'm an old school investor, man. Diversification is absolutely key. And if you guys follow me for very long, you'll understand that I pursue a little bit more risk in the single stock avenue, because I do have a nice passive diversified base across multiple accounts in my portfolio. And diversification is something that I contend each and every investor out there needs to pay attention to and needs to pursue. Now in this account, this gives me a strategic advantage. Rather than just buying the entire S&P 500, I've split this up across all 11 sectors so I can actually control the target allocation that I'm trying to achieve. What I mean by that is I wanted to invest the majority of the money into technology. And there's a reason why I wanted to do that. A little more aggressive, a little less on the dividend yield, but you can see here my wager paid off. We're up over 62% in this, almost 63%. Technology has just been on fire. Now, I do want to premise one thing. Don't try to select one sector and leave the rest, because when you start to buy into tech at these levels, tech's going to reverse on you, and it's going to start to underperform. And these sectors that aren't performing are going to start to outperform, okay? Energy's really come back nicely. In this portfolio, this provides portfolio redistribution of funds. What that means is when the small dividend that's paid in this, I think I've only rendered about $50 in dividends. Yes, here it is. So the market gains are just over 400 with the dividends. So together, the total gain in the portfolio is 476. A return of over 20%. So just it's performing the way that I would have expected it to perform, guys, right? I mean, if I can just give you a page out of my playbook, I don't invest to not succeed. And I would encourage each and every one of you guys to take on that same mentality. I wouldn't be doing a YouTube channel if I didn't feel like investing is, yes, very humbling at times, and it can be a scary place. But over the long term, as indicative in this portfolio that I've had over a year, you can really succeed in the stock market. And I think I'm due a pretty big Vanguard payout, being that I have all of these with Vanguard. These ETFs pay at the same time. So as this portfolio starts to grow, this is really going to provide a nice payday every quarter as these ETFs pay out. And when it does, it's really quite nice. It's a lot of fun. Those renderings will go back into this portfolio, and it will swing into the underweight sectors. So where you can see here I'm overweight technology, when that dividend is paid into this, and M1 Finance takes and redistributes those payouts over the entire portfolio, what it will do is it will focus on getting the underweight allocation back up to at least equal weight. Now, it may not happen the first few times, but what ended up happening is when these dividends were paid, it actually swung into energy, as energy was really underperforming there for a while. And I just think the real takeaway for me, this is just an awesome product. And what I've enjoyed over owning this product is to log into this account, check the performance, but also pulse in on how each of the individual sectors are doing. And I just think that's a strategic benefit. It's one of those things that really, I don't know if there's a whole lot of other investors that are doing it this way. I think it's a rare way of investing, no doubt about it. It's a little bit of a hybrid strategy, but there's nothing that I'm doing that's outside the realm of possibility for a new investor. I could absolutely see a new investor setting up their portfolio in this manner and controlling the allocation in a way that suits them. For example, if they would prefer to have utilities stacked up at the top here and the majority of their holdings in utilities, and maybe the second in real estate, and maybe the third in something else, maybe communication services, well, that's going to add a little bit more dividend yield to the top end of this portfolio. And to each his own. I really think that's the beauty of M1 Finance, is that you can tailor this portfolio just by nature of the target allocation here that M1 very simply allows you to control. Very, very simple way of investing, very enjoyable and downright fun. It really is. And for a lot of younger investors out there that tune into my channel, I can certainly, I really hope that you do enjoy these portfolio reviews, because not only am I just doing a dry portfolio review over the aesthetics of M1 Finance, this is a real portfolio, guys. This is real money. This is one that really hasn't been in place for that long, but I'm really excited to see where this portfolio goes and see what type of potential it can render over time. So with that, guys, we'll conclude the video, and I'll kick back to YouTube to finish up. Thank you so much. All right, guys, so we've just come out of M1 Finance. We've completed the sector SPDR portfolio review. I hope you guys have enjoyed taking a look at the M1 Finance opportunity. This is an awesome opportunity for me to seek ETF passive exposure to the stock market, and do so from a passive perspective. I check in on this portfolio once a day just to see how it's performed, just for fun. I have no expectation to move in this portfolio. I have it set up to fund, and that is really it. So for a lot of new investors who kind of see this hybrid version of investing, maybe they don't want to seek their exposure the way I have, but maybe they saw something on M1 Finance that'll help them achieve their financial goals into the future. Guys, you want to hit the subscribe button, help us support the channel. Leave your comments at the bottom of the video, man, and share this with anybody out there that may want to be introduced to the M1 Finance opportunity. It's revolutionary. It's right on the front of the wave. Not a lot of people know about it, but for those that have and do and are participating in M1 Finance, they are benefiting from it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the video, and good luck in your investment future.